blastmusic247.com. We're changing the industry one artist at a time.
In the center.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? It's Friday night. Welcome to the center. Your boy Veeb in the building. Got my man Mike Precise, and of course, D-Ray, the producer. As always. My brothers, how are you guys doing?
We surviving, man. We made it. Make another Friday.
Yeah. It's pre-Saturday. Yeah.
Pre-Saturday. I like it.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, we got a lot of crazy stuff to talk about because there's a lot to talk about in hip hop. But most of all, I do want to bring in our esteemed guest, but I'm gonna do this right. My girl got a sheet. What I mean by a sheet, she did some things. You know what I'm saying? Let me give you a little bit. Sherrita CW Delacruz hails from Greensboro, North Carolina, and has been weaving her life's joys and trials into poetry and short stories since she was 8. Her work brims with themes of encouragement, love, inclusion, enlightenment, and resilience, delivered both on paper and on the stage. Sherrita's passion for inspiring others through poetry shines in her performances, where she aims to uplift everyone within earshot. As of 2024, Sherrita has been captivating audiences with her poetry for 24 years. Her talents have been showcased as a featured poet and speaker at numerous community events and private engagements across North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, New Jersey, New York, Georgia's Augusta Art Festival, and Duke University. She's earned Poet of the Year nomination from the Featured Highlight Award in 2021 and the Onyx Urban Media Group in 2024. Congrats. Additionally, Sherrita co-founded the Gate City Griots slam team in Guilford County, North Carolina, further cementing her impact on the local poetry scene. Ladies and gents, this
wait. One more thing. And I don't say this lightly because I hardly ever say this. This is one of the dopest producers that I know.
Agreed.
Let me reiterate that. I didn't say female producer.
Nope.
I didn't say lady producer.
Nope.
I didn't say black producer.
Nope.
She is one of the dopest producers I know.
Boom.
Now let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our girls, Sherrita CW Delacruz. Make sure you unmute yourself, ma'am.
Yeah, unmute yourself. Que pasa, mi amiga? ¿Cómo estás?
Here we go.
Oh, hey y'all.
What's up?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey.
What's poppin'?
Not much.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate you guys tremendously.
Triple L in the building.
Lyricist Lounge.
You're welcome.
Word. What's going on,
So,
man?
I'm going to tell you, I know we got a lot, but we're going to start everything fresh. You did join us last week when we had my man Yamasani here, and
yeah,
we appreciate it, but this is your time to get your flowers. And I appreciate you just for being the coolest person I ever know. You and your hubby, awesome people. I love y'all to death.
DJ
So-
Sugar Shack.
No doubt. So,
Yeah.
Sherrita, tell everybody who you are and what you're about. In your words, of course.
I am. I'm just a creative person, and I just, do my best to put my hand to things that spark a passion in me. Writing was evidently a passion very early on. That was utilized the tool to get away from some of the things that were going on in my personal life, and it turned into a hobby, a passion, and now I actually, make some coins off of it, which is awesome. But
That always works.
the reason that it continues to flourish and be a part of me is because it's a part of my heart. Anytime I feel something that I can't speak with my lips, I write it down, and it always becomes a piece of me, a part of me. And then, the pieces that actually, the words that can become pieces, and I can actually share those with people for encouragement in their lives, or just relation. Sometimes people will say things in a way that you wish you could say, I wish I said that like that. I'm that muse at times. With the music, I have loved music for a very, very long time. Shouts out to my family, my mother specifically, for my love of music. Anyone who knows my mom, there's always music going somewhere. Even right now, she's playing music, I'm sure. The last song
Like
she
my
played was
mom.
a Linda Jones classic that she was listening to the last time I was with her, a little earlier today. All types of music we had in our household. Specifically, the thing that grabbed my attention and that has gripped me and cared for me and just taken me through this life so far is hip hop music, because it gave me a place where I could find individuality and be myself and create the things that I wanted to create. That's not like anything else that anyone's doing.
Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
Yeah, and that's okay. And so that stemmed into the beat making, because I'm a writer. I want to present. I'm also like a hip hop head, so I'd rather. I'm gonna just say this. I mean, shoot, we grown AF. I'd rather be a prolific poet rather than a mediocre rapper.
Facts.
So, I combine it all. You know what I'm saying? So I put music to my poetry at times. At times I go a cappella for the feel. But a lot of times it needs a groove. I learned how to make beats. Shouts out to Scuba, self-contained underground beat architects, established in Greensboro, North Carolina, 2007. James Gentry, Jones, and my sweetheart, DJ Sugar Shack Delacruz Senior.
Sugar Shack in the building.
They taught me everything I know about beat making, fundamentally, and then of course our own pride and joy, state of North Carolina, Ninth Wonder. He was making beats on Fruity Loops at the same time I was learning. So he had YouTubes and tutorials and things of that nature that gave a lot of us the ability and range to be able to make music. And I was able to rap with him at least 3 times in my life on different occasions, personally, about the music. And I love the fact that he was actually aware of me. By the second time we met, he's like, oh yeah, I finally heard some of your stuff, like I said, 2007, that was before cell phones became a thingy thing. So when I met him at Ziggy's for the De La Soul show in 2007, 8, somewhere in there, it might have been 2007, 2008, I introduced myself, and by the time I saw him at the Tony show at the Dixie Classic Fairgrounds in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, he was aware of me. And it's super dope to be able to be acknowledged by your peers, even specifically one of the better beat makers of our generation, Ninth Wonder, as well as shouts out to Drugs Beats. He's listened to my stuff and he feels super about that, my ability. So, whenever you set out to do a thing, like I'm not good at making pound cakes, right? And I can let somebody eat a pound cake And if I didn't actually put the eggs on the counter and have them room temperature for my pound cake, it's gonna suck. Someone that make pound cakes for real, gonna say, hey, you didn't put them eggs on the counter to let them get room temperature. You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say, you want someone who knows exactly what they're doing, that can take your temperature on a thing, and then, keep going, keep pushing. And that encouragement is awesome.
So you said a lot.
Yeah, I did. I'm sorry.
No. Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry, because a lot of that stuff that you said, we're going to go back to.
Okay.
You brought up Ninth
I'm glad
Wonder.
you remember, because I think it was a fog.
No. You brought up Ninth Wonder, who arguably is one of the best hip hop producers North Carolina has ever produced.
Yeah.
One of my
wait
favorites.
a minute. Shouts out to Ski Beats out of Greensboro, North Carolina.
Facts.
We just gonna segue to that right quick, but here you go, DJ.
Absolutely, no, you're good. You also brought up Ziggy's, which Ziggy's, if you are a live playing musician and you're ever on tour, Ziggy's was the stop in the late 90s, early 2000s in Winston-Salem. Yeah. That was everybody and their grandma played Ziggy's.
Mm-hmm.
But the main question that we ask every guest, when did you fall in love with hip hop?
When did you get bit?
I want to say seventh or eighth grade. Shouts out to ACOT Middle School, home of the Indians, in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Not ACOT.
ACOT. It was a wonderful school. I think that was the best 3 years of my life, because it was a journey of enlightenment.
Shout out to Florida Street.
it was on Cypress Street, but I got my first taste of an English teacher that cared about students and their writing. Shouts out to Miss Porter. I was learning the vibe about music and stuff. I got bit specifically, like I couldn't let it go after this point, was when I heard this hip hop show that they had on a station called WEAL. It was the AM station, y'all. And they played My Philosophy.
Yep.
They played My Philosophy by KRS-One. And it was like,
and can I let me
the teacher is about to speak. And I was like,
let me interject real quick. For the uninitiated, when you lived in North Carolina in the mid 80s, late 80s, hip hop was not really a main thing yet.
We were still listening to our parents' music.
Right. So whenever hip hop started to infiltrate the triad in North Carolina, it infiltrated either the college radio station, which was shout out to WNAA at North Carolina A&T State University, WSNC at Winston-Salem State University.
Yeah.
What's up, Mike? Or it infiltrated when some DJ decided to go on an AM station and say, hey,
and take a chance.
I'll do it at like 10, 11 o'clock at night. And that's when we was all up listening to hip hop on the AM station. So shout out to WEAL and Power 97, which was the FM station of that.
That's right.
In the triad.
Yeah, that's the same.
WEAL,
that's the same story from city. That's the same story, city after city, state after state, man.
Facts.
WEAL, they play gospel music, right, D-Ray? Yeah. And I mean, for me, I was just, I think a couple classmates had talked about they were playing hip hop in the afternoons after school. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I was just sitting there listening. I don't even know what they played before. It could have been hot too. But that day, that afternoon, all I heard was dun, 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 and it said the teacher is about to speak. And I was listening, and the way that he flowed was so amazing to me. And by the time he got to the end, he was like, what, where, why? Hold on.
What, where, why, when?
Yeah. Spit it with me. Y'all know it.
Yeah.
At the end, whenever he took no, he said, break it down to the last compound. See how that sound? A little original.
Yeah. That's when the beat dropped out.
Suckers. Yeah. And I was like,
the beat dropped out. The beat dropped out when he was saying that. Yeah.
Yes, and that was like the most amazing thing I heard. And I was like, oh my God, I need this track. But back in the day, it wasn't no going back to get it till you heard it again on the radio. So that made me listen every single day. And then they had a number you could request. And you know, I finally requested it, and I put my little tape in the joint, and I was ready with my record finger.
Yep.
And I got that song, and I wrote down the lyrics and looked at the formatting, and you know, it's poetic, it's expressive, and I can do it too.
This these kids don't understand. When, you know, before Spotify, before iTunes,
or YouTube.
That's why I'd be so over it. I'd be like, man, can I just press a button?
Before anything.
First of all, you had to get a good cassette. You couldn't go to like.
Shouts out to Memorex, TDK.
This is what I'm holding it. I'm holding it right now. I'm about to bring up the cassettes, the actual cassettes.
Look,
the brand names.
You had to get Maxell.
Or
you had to get what's the
TDK.
TDK. And then Memorex came in later. They were doing electronics, but then they had to get in the game.
Memorex didn't last.
And then you had to get it to where in, like, I had to learn that you had to forward the tape all the way to the end and then rewind it all the way back so that the tape wouldn't pop. So when you were getting them new.
Yeah.
But you know how to fix them joints, though. Your tape pop, you know how to fix it, right?
You ever operated on a cassette before, young ones? Have you ever operated on a cassette?
Surgeons.
Splice.
Your friend with some Scotch tape.
Cassette surgeons. Cassette surgery. Get your tiny little. Get your little eyeglass. Get your little eyeglass.
The little screwdriver, yeah.
Oh, he got hit the Matrix.
No, he didn't get hit in the Matrix, did he? What did Triple L say? Yes, I was a surgeon. We all was
a surgeon. That one tape that and we didn't think in our minds to go ahead and dub that tape. Shouts out to the people that really, you know, got to the point of tape duplication. But that one tape that, like, I think that tape that I started recording the songs for WEAL that began with the KRS-One, My Philosophy, when that tape popped, it was almost like I lost a family member. Because it was just like all the faves.
We knew who you were. We just said Triple L. We knew who you were, Paul Cram. Come on.
He's like, y'all better say my name.
Y'all better say my name. That's true hip hop right there.
Shouts out to Paul Cram out of Louisiana. I have yet to converse with you or meet you, but I know that you are now part of the Blast team. And
Sherrita, I cannot wait. I cannot wait for you to check out something that we are cooking up.
Okay.
In due time.
Cool.
But what we're going to do real quick, especially to give Mike some time to hop back in, we're going to go ahead and drop one of Sherrita's pieces. This one right here is called Dress Up for What? Wow. Here we go.
Let's go.
What do you expect? I'm dressing up for what? Your respect? Something I regret. Straightening my hair to gain leverage in the workplace, or even dressing a certain way to obtain equal pay. With this anatomy, good luck with that. I'll see you on the other side. What do you expect? I'm dressing up for what? Living up to your standard? Surprise, I'm not a trophy, though I'm a prized possession. A masterpiece, a definitive weapon. As effective as a well-balanced breakfast on test day. As comforting as an ocean mist against your skin during high tide. Like that water rise, my pride is my shine. When can I live nappily ever after? Every day. And not be the center of controversy. Because of my tight coils, my creamy skin, my self-respect, my sensual mind, my intellect, the fullness of my lips, all the way down to my fingertips. What do you expect? What about my expectation? To be me and not be bogged down with these things you set as standard. You are not the norm. I don't mean any harm, but we are all born original. And I can't give you any less than what I've been given to survive with. So what do you expect? Without melanin, I've never been. I can't live without it. It's like oxygen. It's a part of me. Just like my nappy black mane and my made up name in this over analytical brain. What do you expect?
Ooh, when do I live nappily ever after? Love that line. Wow.
Nice.
I mean, really though.
What do you expect?
You know, if I'm not mistaken, and I could be wrong, but I was hearing a lot of L Boogie cadences in that. You was really sounding like Lauryn Hill in that one. Has she who has been, and I'm not going to presume to know, but who has been some of your influences in your writing and in your recording?
I got 5.
Mm.
Ursula Rucker out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Check her out. Guru from Gangstar.
Oh,
Pasta News from De La Soul.
okay.
Queen Latifah and Common Sense.
I like
Petey Wheatstraw from the south side of Chicago.
He calls himself Petey Wheatstraw. He calls himself.
He's wild. He's wild.
Wow. The devil's son-in-law.
Wow. But look, that was the first. Hold on. That was the first album. That was Can I Borrow a Dollar? He has progressed.
Okay.
I absolutely love when you see an artist flourish in those ways and create legacies in so many ways. Like all of the artists that I just named, and they can bring you to a place of I can do that too, because the individuality that they express and encourage in their artistry, you know, it makes you feel motivated and capable. And I'm not saying that my capabilities are controlled by a music genre, but I'm saying when you see people like you doing things similarly to the things that you do, and they can bring it to a place of satisfaction, whether it's mainstream or commercial, underground or unknown, like De La Soul. I bought, that was my first tape I bought, 3 Feet High and Rising. Shouts out to all 3, rest in peace, Dave, the Dove. But I was at Kmart and I seen it, and I ain't have it $13, and I wanted an icy bad. And
icy and
tape. I bought that tape, and I went home, and that's my thing. I have to write things down. I'm a written learner. Later, I learned that was the case, but early on, that's the type of thing that I did. I wrote it down, every lyric on that album, on that tape, and memorized the songs. And just really, they became my muses for individuality. Like potholes in my lawn, everyone saying what to do when lunatics start digging and chewing. I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's like, what are you talking about?
but the translation is everyone's saying, what do you do whenever people getting on your nerves? They're like potholes in the lawn.
And can we really stop a minute and really understand what she gave up to get that tape? Because them Kmart slushies used to hit back in the day. I mean,
you don't understand. That was a Friday night.
Hit.
You know, when Friday night, when your pops and your mom, y'all going to the Kmart, everyone's off work, y'all picking up whatever for the weekend. And this was the outing, guys. This was the outing. You might get McDonald's afterward if you stay at Kmart too long and mom didn't get home to cook dinner in time. And you prayed that you stayed at Kmart too long so you get McDonald's. Yeah. Right. But that tasty treat, that tasty red, ice cold, brain freezing treat.
Man, yeah. And they had the best popcorn too.
The best buttery popcorn.
Yeah, absolutely.
There was a spot right in the front of the store though, right? Wasn't that what it was?
Yeah.
It was it was inside the Kmart, right? So you okay. I didn't have Kmart. I didn't have Kmart. I didn't have to see no Kmart till I came to Florida.
I don't understand that because y'all don't have Walmarts, y'all don't have Kmarts.
There's Walmart in Florida. I mean, there's Walmart in New York now, but not when I was growing up.
Please tell me where. Please tell me where in New York City. Okay,
on Long Island.
But see, that's what I mean. Like, I found a Target in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
You know, but that was like very, very.
But I think New York was more mom and pop stores than it was the corporate.
You're absolutely right.
There's more of it. As a kid, right. As you know, early '80s. Yeah, 70s, early 80s.
It's a shame, like since the pandemic, all the the stores on Fulton Street, the self-started businesses by families. It's so abandoned.
My childhood is gone. Pretty much all my childhood is gone.
That's bad. That really is bad.
This is gone. It's like nobody got pictures.
But let me ask you this,
No
Sherrita.
pictures.
Sherrita, let me ask you this. What do you connect with first? The lyrics or the beat?
I'm a lyric person.
Right.
Everybody was, saying whatever they said about Easy by Kanye West. The visual was quite crazy. The beat was ill, but it was still very eclectic.
Right.
So the first thing I did was go to those lyrics. I understood exactly where he was coming from, and then the visual made sense, and then the beat made sense.
That's a question for everybody on the panel as well as everybody that's watching. What was the first rap song that you really had to go, I got to write these lyrics down, or I got to learn this by heart? What was the first rap song you learned by heart?
Well, I didn't.
Oh, go ahead, Mike.
No, well, I didn't learn it by heart, but the first. Well, I'm gonna always bring it back to Sucker MCs, Run DMC, because that's what put the hook in my jaw. I mean, I loved the other songs before that, but what really cemented me in hip hop was that Sucker MCs. I listened to that over and over and over again, and then when I got the album, listened to the whole album over and over again, and then when Rakim came out much later, that you scream, I'm lazy, you must be crazy. Thought I was a donut, you tried to glaze me. I'm like, what? That went over my head. Like probably the first 2-3 times I listened to it, I'm like, it sounded dope, but I'm like, wait, what?
It's the way that they say the things that they say. Those isms.
Go back. All right, that's what? That's gonna be that. That's that thing we're gonna do. That's that. How many rewinds? How many rewinds?
Yeah.
And that song, man. That song, that Rakim joint. Well, the first single, period. Impeach the president. I mean, not impeach the president, but Eric B for president, which was. That was more musical, but it's certain of them songs that they had you listen to over and over and over and over and over again.
Top Billin' was one of those songs for me.
Yeah.
What was it?
Top Billin'.
What?
Yes, indeed.
He was all over the place with that song.
The first song that I think I memorized the lyrics was probably Jam On It by Nucleus.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a long song.
Yeah, you rock this like
remember?
that, and that's a fact because of Jam On Crew, rock your body like that, like a steam locomotive out on the track. The whole wide world of funk attack to the beat, Joe. Get down. Let me rock it to the rhythm of a funky sound. From here.
Rapper's delight, bro.
Yeah.
Rapper's delight. I liked it, but I think there was more.
It seemed like everybody knew the song. Everybody.
That's really truly more of a poem to me.
Yeah, Rapper's Delight.
That was like a group piece.
Yeah. And it was everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was literally everywhere. I heard Nucleus on a DJ mixtape, and before I saw it in the stores.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You from this area, right, D-Ray?
Yes.
So you know about
radio.
Peaches and School Kids.
I used to work at Peaches, so absolutely.
Okay.
What?
So you remember when 102 Jams first came on the air? They played Jam on it for like 24 hours continuously.
I remember that.
It was like literally like a week.
They just played it over and over.
That's how I memorized the song.
Yeah. They played Jam on it for a week. Like if you didn't know the song before, you knew it after that.
Yeah, we know.
Wait, so what's this? So what's this Peaches thing? What is this Peaches thing? They was the DJs got all their music
It's like Tower Records,
from
like
Peaches.
what Tower Records was.
Yeah, it's a record.
Yeah. I'm saying, but the DJs got all of it right. But they we ran into Peaches when we went out of state, right? And then you find out, oh, Peaches, that's the joint. Yes, literally, that's Tower. It's Tower
It
Records.
might have been a franchise. I'm not sure, but
okay. It is, yeah.
It was because it went as far as Florida. They had Peaches all up the southeast.
Yes,
right up
we
somewhere around in Virginia.
Okay.
Yes, that's the spot. You want your records. You want your stuff in Peaches. That's how we found out about Peaches.
And the cool thing about Peaches,
in New York.
Yeah, cool thing about Peaches back in the day, the stores were as big as Walmart.
Big as hell.
Yeah.
Nothing but music
like Tower Records.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
If I'm correct, Mike, there was a Peaches back in the days in Altamont, either on the border of Altamont and Maitland.
Probably, man.
That was one of my best jobs because you
worked there.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, that'd have been like a dream job.
Yeah, and seeing then in the early '90s, record companies were still sending artists out for record store tours.
Yeah.
So I got to meet rest in peace, rapper Boss, who just passed away not too long ago. Got to meet Eric Sermon, who I've discovered was like 7 feet tall. That dude was
all dudes is big.
It was like that with him at Cassidy. He was like shorter than me.
Yeah,
both of them is tall. They're both like 6'3" or something, 6'2".
And I met Black Moon, which was one of the best meets ever. Because Black Moon, when they came out with
Who Got the Props is one of my favorites.
And they were some of the most down to earth brothers I had ever met. So
this dude put me on the Black Moon, yeah.
Oh yeah, Who Got the Props?
Yeah, but
oh, go ahead. Oh, you didn't name your song. You didn't.
Well, I was gonna give my 3, and then I'm gonna drop your next joint.
Mm-hmm.
My 3, I agree with Mike. Sucker MCs. I was in the Virgin Islands at that time. That song, everybody in high school was brainwashed. If you didn't know it, you was wrong. The second one, friggin' Just Ice LaToya. Good.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's done for that.
Just Ice LaToya.
Wow. Done for that.
LaToya. Yeah. And then the last one was dang, I had it and it straight up left me. That's crazy. Oh well. I'll figure it out after we hear this piece. This one, Sherrita didn't have it named, but let's just check it out.
Check, mic check. Love is not a song, it is not a stroke. It is not a heavy pet, it is not a poke. It ain't no coach clutch. To value more, maybe as much as your wardrobe or the view you see on your tippy toes. No, love is patience and kindness, and hard and as furious as the force from my sinuses. Minus this silliness, because this business of love is serious. Why so serious, hun? Because love is the difference between death and life. One, because Christ paid the price, and we cry. I am hurt, I am tired, I am weary, I'm not inspired. I can't see clearly, I can't be forgiving. I can't really love someone that really hates me. Because my life is so devastating. I'm paralyzed with fear. Death is as real as my throat being cut from ear to ear. Here is a moment to comprehend, a statement to help you understand, a message to suit the demand, a word for you and I to stand on. Love is, of these words, you must unbody, to understand, to embrace this body, to edify this body, to emphasize this body. Love is not a thing. Love is a notion that resonates your being. Your being faithful to the word dissolves the hurt. You being consistent with your love. Your love. Your love. Your love. You are love. Thank you.
Wow.
Serious.
Oh, wow.
That was
Serious.
That's called a disclaimer.
Serious.
got a disclaimer on that.
Yeah, that's the name of the piece. It's called a disclaimer.
Oh.
Was that at the
Yeah.
artist block?
It was.
Yep.
The artist block has been such a pivotal, special place for me as an artist. Shouts out to the big three. And I mean, that's not even no play on trying to get into another conversation, but the big three, Sunny, Watricia, and Darlene, the
Absolutely.
three wonderful women who come together and keep that thing going.
Absolutely.
It is a staple in this city now.
Wow.
It is.
Even now that the Blind Tiger's gone, now the artist block has stepped up to become that place and space for legacy in hip hop and culture. They do rock with other genres and stuff, but they are specifically an artist place, an artist space, an art gallery. But they do events, parties. That's the home to the Gate City Griots. It was home to Nouns and Verb Poetry, which is my poetry venue brand for a great amount of time. I love the artist block. I got married at the artist block, y'all. Yeah.
And look, hold on. And
You got married there.
yeah, hold
I
on.
got
That makes
married at
sense.
the artist block, me and Babe.
That makes a lot of sense.
And I was like,
Yeah.
the artist block was shout out to Demi Day because
Salute,
Demi
Demi
Day,
The little artist that could.
absolutely the little rapper that could.
That's it.
Demi, she performed a lot at the artist block, and we got real familiar with everybody there. And shout out to this DJ that I ran into one night. I was like, who is this Spanish-looking dude with the baby hair and the activator? And I was like, and he got up there and he started spinning. I'm like, oh, well, he might actually know something about music. Shout out to Sugar Shack. That's where I met him at the artist block. You can tell him I said that too.
Oh,
You
he's
did
listening.
shit.
The baby hair.
Oh, look.
Oh man.
Dude, he had oh, look at his hair. It's like, whatever.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you a story real quick. Shouts out to my husband. We've known each other 19 years. He came to North Carolina in I always get into the 2020s, whatever. The year 2000. You can say the year 2000. I met him in the year 2000. And the one thing that I remember the most about our meeting was the fact that it's almost like he had a fan behind him as he walked everywhere he went. Because his hair was always in motion unless it was braided down. So the day I met him, we was on 4th Street in Winston. He was over at Milk and Honey. I was at the Good Company Artisan Cafe, 4th Street. And I had an event and he had an event. So we looking at each other already like, who is this over here at the event the same day and time as mine? We're both very competitive individuals. So, we began to approach each other like it's one of, I don't know, I think I ended up on his side of the street. So it was probably me trying to see what was going on. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? My name's Verbatim. What's your name? Because it was Verbatim at the time when I was younger. And he was like, DJ Sugar Shack. And I was like, all right, that's what's up. And I'm telling you, the one thing that I noticed while we were continuing to converse was his hair was floating. I guess the wind might have been blowing or whatever, but his hair was just so amazing.
Wait a minute, time out.
She in love. She in love. She in love with the flow.
No, Mike. Let me tell you. I was like, who is this dude?
The nerve of him.
No, who is this dude? And I'm gonna tell you, it was crazy. It was really crazy. People don't even understand how we got in a relationship because we were so competitive with each other until we became partners, like doing shows, me facilitating and him DJing. On that occasion, Mike, it was like, who is this in my head? Who is this dude having a show on the same day as mine? I gotta find out and shut him down.
And then, hold on. And then he did the evening producer on her. She looked at the hair. She turned into stone, and they lived happily ever after.
And that's the thing. Like, we became the best of friends for such a long time, right? Like, even like in our respective relationships. I was married at the time. He was his longtime girlfriend at the time, and our kids knew each other, went to school with each other. Everybody's like, oh, that's just Shack and Verb. Like, literally platonic.
Wow.
So cold platonic. Until, like, there was this, time that we didn't see each other. We were going through life. Life was life or whatever. But I want to say around 2018, 2019, we kind of got back in touch and stuff, and we're going to do some music together. And some things happened, and I was already single. I had sworn off relationships. The bad one that I had was in 2007. I was on Cat Williams' notions, like, what about you is attracting not so great guys? So I was on hiatus. I was really going to become the cat lady, go to the shelter, get a bunch of cats, just be the fly cat lady, be like this at Trader Joe's, looking just like this, wanted, you know what I'm saying? You know, just being super fly, but you have no access. No one had access. Anyway, so I was gassing about a guy that I was dating on a phone call one day, and he was like, talking junk. We was going back and forth because we've always been trash talkers. Like that's a New York thing, you know, snaps and stuff. And so we always, you know, had something for each other on that level. But we was clearly conversing about dating and stuff like that. And you know, like I said, he was single and stuff, and I was too. He's like, "Why don't you date me?" And I laughed. It's like like that, and he hung up on me.
Oh,
what?
He hung up on me, and I called him back. Look,
I called him back. Caught some feelings on that one.
I called him back, and I was like, "Why you hang up on me?" He was like, "Cause you can't give a Bronx boy a chance. You too bougie for the Bronx boy, right?" And I was like, "What? Are you serious?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm serious, dead ass." And so he took me for pizza and roller skating. Out ate me, out skated me. And we had a 7th grade middle school hell of a time that night.
Word up.
We've been inseparable since. Like, I fell in love with my best friend.
Wait a minute.
He's so light on his feet. You have
wait a minute.
I tell you,
I know what
backwards.
I know what I did in the 7th grade. So that's just, yeah, okay.
Look, we really dated. When I tell you this man, like, I don't believe that he had ulterior motives for those 19 years. I don't believe either one of us did. But it was like when he and I started dating, it was really on some dating, courtship. We go together. I'm proposing to you and I'm marrying you. And he's such a gentleman, such a great guy, a hell of a DJ, but he's a great life partner. So that's my shameless plug. I don't know how we arrived there, but I just had to definitely shout out my husband.
Hey, no doubt.
That's right.
DJ Sugar
Oh,
Shack.
I knew that was going to happen tonight.
We had to talk about Sugar Shack.
That's us right there. Shout out to Tayon McLaughlin, who put together this graphic for us for our wedding anniversary. Excuse me, our wedding present. Yeah.
Nice.
So
nice.
let me ask this, and so you know, my third one was Lottie Dottie. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, everybody loves Lottie Dottie. Yeah.
Everybody had to memorize that.
How did you feel when Snoop Dogg did his version of Lottie Dottie? Did you feel like he kind of messed it up, or
I felt like he should have left it alone? He should have left it alone. Hip hop is the one genre that we don't need cover songs.
Yeah.
That part.
That's like remaking a Stevie Wonder song. Nope, you don't do that.
You don't do the whole song. You might be able to take a line or two or something from somebody.
Cool.
You know, just to pay homage.
Yeah, you pay homage, and you make a song, and you reference the song, and you maybe take pieces of the song,
but not the whole song.
But Snoop Dogg meant that version. He said, "You can't have me. I'm too young for you." I was like, "Whoa."
Yeah, Snoop did go in.
Cool. It's cool and everything. It is cool.
So the question I have to ask you, Sherrita.
Yeah.
The one thing I had,
he's like, nah, sorry.
The one thing I had noticed from the past 2 songs, you've always had a very dope beat, in my opinion, behind everything that you speak. Now, people, I'm speaking just total neutral. People would say, why would you call that spoken word when you're rapping or, you know, doing a song to hip hop? How do you explain to someone the difference between spoken word and actually performing hip hop?
That's a great question.
Okay, I got your answer real quick. Shouts out to the producer that did both of those tracks. His name is Mike Check out of Greensboro, Dark Parks Productions.
Yeah, dope name.
Yeah, and he rhymed. He's very, very good. He's one of the long-standing lyricists, producers in this area. To answer your question, I really don't care. Because it's hip
That's a
hop.
great answer.
It's hip hop initially, and then
Hmm.
secondly is poetry. But hip hop is poetry and rap, so it's all in the same vein.
Right.
Because somebody hit me with that one time, and it wasn't on like a unbiased
Hmm.
notion like you just gave. It was on
It's just a
some.
question.
It was on some. Why don't you just rap? Or you
Mm.
probably whack. You were probably a whack rapper. So I kind of like. I kind of what's his name? When Eminem did it on 8 Mile, when he reversed Clarence's lyrics on himself or whatever. It's like I took it and ran with it. Like, well, I don't want to be a mediocre rapper. I'd rather be a prolific poet. And that was my answer to that person. And that kind of stood in my head because
I love it.
I'm a creator and I can create what I want to create. And it's on me.
Well, if I could say this, and not trying to gas your head up, I could see why the simple-minded would be a little bit confused
Yeah.
because number one, in your delivery, you have hip hop cadence, right? Your cadence, whether you are actually doing hip hop or doing spoken word, is all hip hop. Secondly, your
Appreciate
tone.
that.
Yeah, no problem. Secondly, well, I'm not gonna lie to you. Secondly, your tone is hip hop. Your tone sounds like somebody that would be spitting on a record as opposed to just doing spoken word. So I get the confusion, but I also appreciate and respect your distinction to wherein I'm an artist. I do what I do, and I appreciate that for real.
I appreciate that. That's just like the joint called ATF by DMX. Like boom, 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 open the door, ATF. He really wasn't rapping. Even when he got to the point, it's just me here and I'm not dressed. That guy sounds kind of dangerous. I hope you're making arrests. It wasn't necessarily a rap. He was actually spitting a poem when he did that song. And, Guru, he's speaking, not even rapping. Like if you listen to Take It Personal, he was really just talking to whoever he was that he wanted them to know, take whatever I'm saying personally.
Wow.
I really think whenever people want to get to the grit of a thing, like when Kendrick Lamar goes in and out of his realms, he might spit 4 to 8 bars on a rap level and hit every corner, but then he's gonna talk to you. Pasta News does it sometimes. Common does it a lot. I really look at people like Gil Scott-Heron and Amiri Baraka, who did music with poetry, but they also had lots of a cappella pieces.
Yeah.
They're considered poets and not rappers. Umar bin Hassan, the notable voice with the last poet, when he did The Corner with Common, he was rapping, but he was spitting at the same time. If you go back and listen to that track.
Well, that's what rap. If you remember, that's what rap was. It was just spoken poetry, and we just decided. I call it being in the fence or out of the fence. If you rhyming over beats, if you just strictly just rhyming over beats, that to me that's you're inside the fence. If you're doing spoken, you're outside the fence. That's just how.
That's more going toward plays and stage plays and dialogue.
You can play. You can play with the words a whole lot more. You can play with your delivery a whole lot more. You can have a whole lot. To me, you can have more fun with it and do literally whatever you want to do. Like you don't. I mean, we talk about rapping on beat and off beat, but it's still the beat. It's just you still have to have this relationship with the beat. You don't have to have a relationship with a beat. I'm just calling it a relationship because it's like, I don't know, man. I mean, it's how I relate it. Because I like to do spoken too, but for me, it's coming from a rap first. It's coming from a rap first background, and so some rhymes, you'll make a rhyme that's just straight up just talking junk, right? You just straight up just talking trash, or you just putting words together any kind of way that just sounds real fresh, right? But you can't do a spoken like that. You can't do spoken like that. You gotta have more substance, and it needs to be. You need to be saying something that's understood or legible. Like, okay, what's the dudes? Oh my gosh, EPMD put them out. Well, Eric, some DOS Effects, right? What's your favorite DOS Effects song? Boom, stickity, boom, stickity, boom. Okay, right? Just take that rhyme. I love that rhyme. But you can't put, if you say that as a spoken, it sounds crazy.
Uncle my, yabba-doo, hippity-hoo. Yeah, that don't work.
It sounds, no. But you put it with that beat, though?
Yeah.
Oh, that's just crazy. They're not really saying anything. They're just saying a whole lot of stuff that's just real slick.
Yeah.
Right? You can't do that with spokens. That sound like, okay. He's really trying real hard to be different. Okay.
I get, you know what, Mike? I get what you're saying. Honestly, I really do. I think there's a spirit attached to it at the core of it. You know what I mean? Like,
yes, there is.
When you hear real hip hop, like real hip hop, it makes you not only feel it, you actually can smell what the Bronx smells like, or you smell Brooklyn.
Yes,
you get what I'm saying?
You experience it.
You get put.
It's an experience.
There. Exactly, and I think that's unfortunately that is what's missing in a lot of today's hip hop. It's like you don't want to paint a picture anymore. It's all about I want to put it out there, right out there. And you don't even have to guess. You don't have to use your brain power. None of that. And unfortunately, there's a lot of spoken word out there that's just like that too, that is only for shock value. I'm gonna say something provocative that I can get some likes and go viral, and it has nothing to do with the art form. So at the core of it, in my opinion, it always goes back to the spirit and the intent.
Yeah. I will say that I literally treat my spoken word artists just like my hip hop artists. You got your Tupacs and Rakims and KRSs, and then you got your Vanilla Ices. And,
excuse me. That was snuck up on me. Oh, wow.
And so on. But I treat that with my spoken word too, because there are some that it just sounds like a bunch of words to me. It doesn't get me. And then there are some that grab me by the collar.
Yeah.
And they I'm saying. So I appreciate that. Hey, let's go ahead and drop your third one, Sherrita. Okay. This one is called, this is Prop Joe featuring Sherrita CW. The CW thing.
Prop Joe, my house entertainment.
Yeah.
And is that Reveille? Is that how it's properly pronounced?
Reveille.
Butchering it. That's what I do. Right here on the center. Check it out.
reveille, nigga reveille. Stay woke every time I turn around is what they telling me, my nigga telling me. But how you out the matrix eating steak shit? Walking around third eye but ain't seen shit. Profiteer off the righteous and take flicks. It ain't charity and notoriety, you want a news clips. Looking for a way to bag chips, that's sad shit. Show you how my fallback game mad quick. Here and there, Milton record spit acid. That's it, hazard. Plus I'm here forever like plastic. Still could quit tomorrow, nigga as if. Disappear, reappear, nigga magic. Chandelier, crystal clear, nigga tragic. Better to hang than to throw stones from that shit. What? But that ain't it.
My Leontine price is right as I lift my voice high. You can't make me or break me, shake me or take me for a ride, because my pride can't be denied. From the Vegas Strip to the Show Me State, I'm of great value, can equate my state to an empty space. I'm blood-born royalty and I'm steeped in loyalty, so there's nothing you can do about it. Go ahead and stay mad about it, stay woke please. We don't sleep, while you stay broke we make wreck on these beats. And these streets is watching, every color hawking, time ain't stopping. The bodies is dropping, nothing is promised except I'ma stay black and die. But while I'm here I'm damn sure gon' try to enlighten and reach one, teach one right. Chub rock my folk for show, treat them right. Persona non grata, yet I stay hotter. No, I'm not a martyr, but I'm a child of the author. It was written long ago before I was born. That Saturday night in the midst of a snowstorm, I was armed for this war. You've been warned.
Said I gave you my last dime. Did you call me? But it looked like a
Look, reveille, nigga reveille. Stay woke every time I turn around is what they telling me, my nigga telling me. Might as well say I gave it all away. So I'm not surprised when shit don't stay. Open doors, but niggas rather jump over gates. Fuck crumbs, I really want full ass plates, army of one. And it really shouldn't be that way, pocket of ones. But niggas leave how they came, broke. But when I say it, look at me with disdain, like he talk big game in a small ass frame. I'm like, bitch, watch him stare with a forehead vein. It's only okay when your girl say the same. Like nigga, watch how quick a nigga pull out the flame. Like nigga, perceive whoever call him the name. I know those, but in a way it's like you doing the same.
Man,
Can we first of all, can we shout out the downtown Greensboro? I don't know how many videos that got shot that got shot at the top of that parking deck. And I don't know if y'all noticed the sign that says "Your life matters," because there's been so many people that done climbed up there and done dove off that they had to put a sign up there to try to talk people out of it, right? Wow. But
get out of here.
Oh, and also shout out to Sugar Shack, because she just had to have the hair featured in the video.
Flopping the hair.
She had to make the hair move.
That was the first year we were dating, so
yeah, the hair had to flow in the video.
Like Superman.
He cut his hair and had his hair cut very short for about 3 years. And then I believe when he was 47, he decided he wanted to grow it out so it'd be the length that he would like it to be, because traditionally in their family they keep longer hair. He's from Taino heritage, so hair is a thing. So shouts out to
all right,
DJ Sugar Shack. He shot the video. Shack House Media, many branches of Shack House.
And shout out to Prop.
Okay.
That joint was fire.
That was fire.
Yeah. He can rhyme.
Prop Joe, he has a project out that came out called Square One. It's still available on DSPs. Go check that thing out.
Tell Prop Joe to come swing by the center. I'd love to hear him. For real.
I will. I'll holler at him.
Bet. Wow.
Yeah, he can rhyme. He got something to say.
Yeah. Wow.
That's what's up.
So what else we got going on, Sherrita? What you got going on? Let me
hit you with this right quick before we forget, because it's getting the hours is almost spent. Okay, my favorite question to ask: a dream collab, a dream collaboration.
Living or dead?
Including the
Either.
beat maker?
Just dream. Period.
Sure.
Yep. Any connection, any direction. Any connection, any direction.
Mike, I give you a lot of crap, but I like that one. That one might go on a t-shirt. I like that.
Hey, we writers here. We writers. We writers here.
Yeah,
we like
dope.
words.
Yeah, that's dope. I like that.
Any connection, any direction. Love it.
It's just
I really would like to oh wow. I really would like to do a piece with De La Soul.
okay.
With Q-Tip on the beat.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ooh.
layers. Get some layers to it.
Let Hype Williams shoot the video.
Ooh.
Oh, she went video, my girl.
He went
You
all the way
you said
back.
collaboration.
Hey.
Yo.
I'm saying you
Hey.
You don't tell an overthinker things.
Yo, for real.
I'm gonna go down to the wardrobe designer.
Hey, she's trying to get the shiny suit.
Yes. Yes.
In the jet. Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yep.
Let's go.
But yeah, that's good. Yeah. De La collaboration with Q-Tip on the beat. Hype Williams on the video.
You might as well throw in a $2 million budget for the video. Do that. Throw that in there too.
Okay, that's the case. Let me get Queen Latifah on the cameo.
Right.
She's the waitress behind the bar serving me.
Oh, she's doing the hook.
Coffee. No, she's serving me coffee and she winking at me.
Yeah. I like it. The queen
Okay.
The queen is giving her blessing. I love it.
Yep.
But you know
With
what?
the scepter.
You know that brings up an idea. We really need to do a episode on unsung beat makers, because Q-Tip is one of the dopest beat makers that ever lived, and people really don't understand. You know what I mean? How dope of a beat maker he is.
That part. They think it's Ali Shaheed Muhammad.
Right.
Throughout.
And don't get me wrong.
He do.
He's dope at what he does. But some of the real Tribe Called Quest bangers, straight out of Q-Tip.
Midnight Marauder.
Absolutely.
Love Movement.
Right. Yeah.
So does this? So that here's the thing I'm trying to put together, because I kind of stopped paying that much attention when I went through a life transition, right, in the 90s, right. Yes. So when Tip connected with Dilla, I wasn't paying attention. But
you got to go back, brother. You got to go back.
When Tip's skills went up, was that a result of hooking up with Dilla?
That was him in the Renaissance. That was him, the Akaya Renaissance piece. That piece of equipment changed his life.
Okay, because Dilla, that's my dream collab right there. Give me a track with that man. Bring him back.
I honestly think that anybody that worked with Dilla, if you work with him on a creative level, some of that is going to come
off. Rubbing off.
That's what Common got so much better when he got into that. Don't get me wrong, No Idea is amazing. But I'm talking about, you can compare Can I Borrow $1 to Resurrection to Like Water for Chocolate to One Day It All Makes Sense, and then of course Electric Circus had his day, but if you're a Common fan, you appreciated it anyway. Right. But then when he came to B, that project he did with Kanye, and then he did more work with Dilla, and then, you know what I'm saying? It was kind of like what you said. Something about that interaction puts a seed in someone's soil and continues to grow and nourish that artist.
Yeah.
And what people don't really realize, everybody, a lot of us in this business, we bring up Dilla, and rightly so. But people don't really understand the depths of this production. And a lot of people don't realize that Dilla created some of the most iconic songs of the 90s, and you didn't know it was him.
Yeah.
And even beat making techniques, guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody with maybe the exception of Premier,
Pete Rock,
maybe Pete Rock, and maybe Dr. Dre, and I mean maybe.
You can't throw Dr. Dre in there.
And
Yeah, because I don't.
Dr. Dre he's not a sample DJ. He's not. He's not a boom bap producer. I'm sorry. He's not a sample producer. He's not a boom bap producer.
It's not even just a sample producer. It is Dilla came up with samples that I have.
And you don't figure out what it was. You don't know what.
Yeah, and
what
you
did
go
he?
back,
What did
it's
he
like
do?
a
Where did he get that from?
Right.
Yeah.
Like that was like my favorite Dilla production is "Get This Money" with Slum Village. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I had to go look that up and figure out it was a Herbie Hancock record from like the 70s.
Wow.
Right. Like how did he find that? How did he?
When you.
Yeah.
And why would you take that part of that particular track and
That
make it what it was?
Yeah.
He totally transformed that piece into what was it? Interpolation.
Right.
And he just took it.
And
and just made it.
Going back
not
to
a
what you
snippet.
said about,
You got me talking about like cake.
right. Like going back to what you said about De La Soul and Jay Dilla with Stakes is High is just ridiculous. That song is like 20 some years old and it's still bang.
Yes. If you don't know the history on that, and I know we gotta go, Veep. I just gotta say this real quick.
You good?
If you think about the discography and how Prince Paul started them off and where they were going, they wanted to be individuals. They wanted to be individuals in hip hop, and they're up against Big Daddy Kane and all. Not against, because New York sound was so individual. No one was against anybody. Everyone just really had their style.
Yeah.
But they still had to make their space in the hip hop scene from the state that they were from, right? The way that Prince Paul molded them there with 3 Feet High and Rising, and then De La's Dead, and then Balloon Mind State. By the time they got the Stakes is High, I'm not saying that they were drained, but I'm saying they had to get to a space where they weren't so comical. They wanted people to stop taking them started taking them more seriously. Like, we're more than daisies and peace signs. I'll kick your ass.
I saw that firsthand.
Yeah, and so
from the beginning.
The way that Dilla, this is Prince Paul. Wonderful. We all know how Prince Paul was. If y'all don't know, viewers, if y'all know, go back and find out. But like when Dilla came on top with Stakes is High, that whole album, the production, I'm talking about, I don't know who laid that track list. I have no clue. Doggy Dog is one of my favorite songs off that project. Sunshine is one of my favorite songs off that project. But Stakes is High is the one that solidified, like, we ain't playing no more. And that gave these guys, even Mace, the ability to come in and tell you, hey. That's it. I'm sorry.
I like it. I like it.
Go and sit down with a cup of coffee, whatever your drink of choice is, and listen to Stakes is High, that project by De La Soul.
The crazy thing about it is I analyze that record every chance I get. Because just listening to the production, just listening to how he put the record together, and as producers, you understand, that's a sample, but that ain't necessarily all that's there. There's low pass filters, there's high pass filters, there's all these things that he would do. And the crazy thing is, a lot of that stuff he did from a hospital bed, And,
most of the time, because he got lupus. Right.
And so just the, you're going to go out dope, which to me, that's it right there,
That's right.
So yeah, shout out to Dilla for real. We might need to do a whole Dilla podcast.
You should get a bunch of Dilla heads for that.
We might need a whole bunch of Dilla heads for that, for real.
Call it the Dilla head.
Oh, I like
Dilla.
So, Esoterica Entertainment. Esoterica Entertainment.
Yes.
Blow it up.
Real quick. I do have the beat tape came out in 19, but there's a beat tape on Bandcamp called The Cypher Sessions. It's a beat tape that I created It was reviewed by Insomniac magazine in 2019, and they liked it. So I hope you do check it out.
Real quick,
Bandcamp.
her beat project, I sat there and listened to it about a week or so ago, and it is really like a cross between Premier and RZA. I'm not even lying. It is like literally, I sat there and was like, I can't tell.
Look at Sherrita.
Oh, RZA. I told her that. I seen her inbox. I was like, I sat up there and listened to this whole thing,
I
and
didn't
like,
think you were going to tell people. So
Come
you
on,
really
man.
meant it.
I really meant that. So yeah, I dug it for real.
Thank you. No, I
You're
know
not
you,
blushing,
I know
are
you
you?
did.
Oh my God.
Because you know,
She did the whole thing. This here.
I'm a unknown type person. I don't even like to put a label on it anymore. I'm just me. And so you can put, attributes: socially awkward, introvert, very talkative, very informative, all the things. And so, when it comes down to me expressing things in regard to the stuff that I do that's enjoyable to others, it's kind of a bit like, they're talking about me. Oh my God, they're talking about me. But yeah, very humble in my approach, and I appreciate you guys loving the vibes that I give out with the music and the poetry. Shoot, I have to do a shameless plug real quick, V.
Of course.
Totally unrelated. I cook, y'all. I'm in a contest called Favorite Chef. The voting starts on Monday. It's sponsored by Colossal Management and Carla Hall. She was a top chef on the show Top Chef on Bravo for season 5 and season 8. She has her own show on Max. They call it Cinemax back in the day, but it's called Max now. So, I'm up for $25,000.
Let's get it.
Magazine cover and a cooking session with Chef Hall. So, when you see it, please vote for me, favorite chef.
No doubt.
And
Favorite chef.
I know you ain't tasted my cooking, but it's good. But yeah,
Well,
ask the other
the
questions.
other cooking is good. The other cooking is good.
I cook and queen on many levels. That's my little tagline. I cook and queen on many levels.
No doubt.
Love it.
And to answer your question, Mike, Esoterica Entertainment is my business name. It's actually, I guess it would be the umbrella for all the things.
Okay.
Poetry, spoken word, food. Shishi Cooking is under that brand. Shishi Cooking. She Will Make Beats. It's kind of a play off of Mike Will Made It, but She Will Make Beats. It's a complete sentence. It makes sense grammatically. So that's what it is.
Yep, I caught that.
Love it.
If y'all only knew what went on the side of here, it's like Einstein, but black.
With shades on. With some shades. Yeah.
Well, as I've told you last week, and I say it again, Sherrita, the center is for those who love to talk about hip hop. You are welcome to come here and chop it up with us whenever. You don't even need to tell us. You just show up. Boop.
That's what's up. Here. Thank you, guys.
No doubt. So, D-Ray, would you like to go ahead? Go ahead, Sherrita.
Sorry, I forgot. I have a list of stuff over here, but I get so caught up talking to y'all. Check out the project by Ilpo. That would be like a milestone for me. The most recent collaboration I did was the group called Ilpo, by way of Virginia Greensboro and the world. Ilpo, shouts out Monday Boons and Jay Bond. Britta is the project that they put out that I got an opportunity to be a feature on. I was the only feature on this whole project, which was amazing. The track is called Reuniti. Check them out. It's on all DSPs.
Reuniti. Reuniti, like Reuniti on ice. That's nice.
On ice.
So, Mike.
Ilpo.
Ill Position. They're like one of the illest hip hop, huh?
ILLPOE.
ILLPO.
PO. Okay.
ILLPO, like one of the illest groups out of this area.
Okay.
I'd be remiss to not know or have heard or listened to any of their music. All of this stuff is amazing. That's why it's just such an honor to be on that project, Britta, with them. Shout out to Nisa Wanda for the beat.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. There we go. So, Mike, what do you got to say before we head out, bro?
Keep working. Keep working. We another thing we always say here is that music really doesn't have an age. We as we get more seasoned, that should just make us more skillful and cause our art to get I'll say better, but even more directed. And your skill makes you able to direct it any kind of way you want to go. You could be silly, you could be serious, and everything in between. We just do what we like because that's what art flows from our being. And that's just obviously you all day. And we just encourage that. And that's all I got to say. Anybody that's watching, perfect your craft. Do his best. Do the best that you possibly can, and then stretch yourself some more.
There it is.
This has been Mike Precise's TED Talk.
Would you like to say before we head out, D-Ray?
Basically, I got to follow that. No, shout out to my sister Sherrita, and to everybody that's listening, watching on Blast Radio 247 or on all of the digital platforms that we're on. In a world that is trying to go completely dark, always keep your face to the sunshine, because if you do, the shadows will always be behind you.
Word up. Nice.
Yeah, bars.
Mike approves. I'm gonna tell you, we had I think it was yesterday, we had reached over 200,000 views from everybody watching all of our podcasts.
Crazy.
And I'm gonna tell you, I couldn't be more proud or humbled by the whole thing, because I just helped a vision. Someone asked me if I wanted to do this and help a vision, and I did. But I took it personal. And
take it personal. Take it personal.
Look, why did you start
Stop. You don't let me catch a quote. Don't let me catch
you
a quote.
Can't say stuff like that in front of hip hop heads. What's wrong with that?
He caught a quote.
What I'm basically saying is that, someone may have a vision and you can catch on fire with that vision. And it's amazing what has transpired, because it allowed me to meet some amazing people. Full of life. And they're just regular Joes like you and I. So don't ever run from a dream, because your dream could be someone else's and it may end up being yours.
Yeah.
I did not realize I would be the face of Blast, but bing, here I am. And I'm fine with that. I don't try to be anything more than who I am. I've always been Veep. I've always been Troy. People know both. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful to help those. And this is what I do. I love to help. Anything, any idea you have, come hit me up, hit D-Ray up. If you see Mike or even Sherrita, we're here to help. And that's what helps us grow. The pie is big enough for all of us to eat.
Yes.
And that's my
That's what I want people to really understand. Can I bounce off that real quick? Just because somebody does something that you do, as far as the field of interest or passion or expertise, that don't mean they biting you. That don't mean they want to be you. There's nothing new under the sun, said in Ecclesiastes. There's nothing new under the sun. So whatever you decide to do, God is going to bless you with the opportunity and the lane to do the thing that you do.
There it is. All that really requires all it really requires is you as the person to be kind to your fellow man and be open, because you never know who you're helping.
That's right.
Trust and believe. You never know who you're touching.
You never know.
By you
That's
just being there, by you just smiling, by you saying hello. Just, I mean, come on. Let's just start having some common sense for our man. And it ain't always about this. It's about this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm off my whole bit. I love you guys. We will definitely see you guys next week for another amazing show.
Sherrita, don't leave. Hang back.
Make sure you bring a friend. Tell them about the center. And like Rakim always says, it ain't where you're from. It's where you at. So always keep it at the center. We love y'all. We'll see you next week.
Peace.
Peace out.
They used to jam in the center.